Hey. Hi. I know I have the same hair as I did in my last video, but actually I just liked it so much I just redid it today. So today I thought I would just show you some things that I am hopefully going to read in May, but if I don't read them, it's no big deal. I'm just excited about these books right now, and that's I think also why I want to film this video, because I know I've talked about how TBRs don't really work for me, but apparently today we're gonna try. But yeah, like it's a no pressure one. So starting off, I'm currently reading A Ghost in the Throat by Duran Griffer. I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name, which is on the Republic of Consciousness Prize, which I'm which I'm reading with Amanda, and I find it really heavy-handed around like women's writing, except from like not just women's writing, it uses the word female just like compulsive, like almost, which I don't really like. So yeah, but it is quite easy to read, which is quite nice. This is something I need to finish, because then Amanda and I are going to make a video together where we talk about the shortlist and which one we want to win, and I mean I think we can all tell which one we'll both want to win, but anyway, and which one we think will win. The next is a book that I tried to read with Shannon from That's So Po, but we ended up bailing on the buddy read, but I actually do want to keep reading, and that's The Book of Salt, wow, by Monique Trong. And yeah, I started reading it, I got a couple chapters in. Shannon didn't sort of vibe with it, which is understandable because I think it is, especially the beginning, it's just like extremely overwrought in terms of like literary fiction, but it is also an interesting story. It's about a Vietnamese cook called Bun who's employed by Gertrude Stein in Paris in the 1930s, so that's very much like my vibe and you know what I'm really interested in, so I definitely want to keep reading it. I just sort of deprioritized it after Shannon stopped the buddy read, but yeah, this month I'd like to finish it. This is another book that I would like to finish, which I have been reading for ages, and I think it kind of would fit in with a Springathon prompt actually, but that's The Quarry Wood by Nan Shepherd, which I got 2 or so chapters in. In terms of other books that I haven't started that I want to get to, I don't know where to start. Okay, I'll start with this one. So there's an audiobook of this at the library, which is why I think I'll probably read this month, and that's The Untold Lives of the Women Killed by Jack the Ripper by Hallie Rubenhold, which, you know, has been making the rounds, everybody loves. I think this will be really interesting, especially in terms of just learning more about the lives of Victorian working class women, who I care a lot about, So there's the Asian readathon happening, which this Book of Soul also kind of fits in with, but there's also Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho, which is something I want to read. I'm pretty sure there are some others, but I think most of those are like stuff that I have on hold at the library, so we'll see if they come in time. But yeah, this is a historical fantasy book. I think it's set in Regency era England and has a wizard, the first African sorcerer royal, and is about that. I don't know really, but like I've wanted to read it for ages, I just haven't. 2 books that I want to get to, in part because of the 1900 to 1950 readathon hosted by Katie, and that's Maurice and Quicksand. Maurice is by Ian Forster. Maurice is a book I've wanted to literally read for so long. I think it's in one of my only 5-star book predictions video that I made like 3 years ago now, which I think actually maybe when I've read this I'll be able to make an update. I don't know, we'll see. And then obviously Quicksand is by Nella Larson, and I reread Passing earlier this year and loved it so much, and I was like, oh, I should just read more of her work, which I think Passing and Quicksand are her 2 only, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say, like long form pieces of fiction, I think is maybe what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so there are those 2, which I'm really excited to get to. Then there's Unknown Language by Hildegard of Bingen and Hugh Lemmy, and this Amanda really loves, and it was longlisted for the Republic of Consciousness Prize, but Amanda thinks it should have been shortlisted. Maybe that's a spoiler, but whatever. No, I mean, whatever. We made a whole video about it. So I kind of want to read it because I basically want to like know how much I agree, because I'm sure I'll agree. And then I have a book that was actually like longlisted for the International Booker, but it just sounded really interesting, and like I think I struggle a bit with sci-fi, but I do quite like it. I don't want to read like really long sci-fi books, and this looked like it could have some interesting commentary stuff on work, which I'm also kind of interested in. So this is The Employees, a workplace novel of the 22nd century by Olga Raven, and it's translated from the Danish, I want to say. Oh yeah, translated from the Danish by Martin Aitken. I always think it's a shame when men translate women's books, but whatever. But yeah, it's quite short too, and I really want to read it actually. I think it looks really interesting, so there's that. And then lastly, I'm not sure if I'll get to this, I also have placed myself in the queue for the audiobook of this on the library, but I also was like, I can't wait 3 months to read it. But then my wrists really hurt when I tried to read hardback books. I mean, they hurt when I try to do anything, I guess, but like, you know, it's worse than reading a paperback. But that's Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, and like, you know, also again, like everybody has read this and and really enjoyed it, and I think I'll really enjoy it. I do really want to read it. Also, I feel really like proud of myself, and also like I get extra like queer girl points because apparently they get obsessed with a book by Mary MacLane called I Await the Devil's Coming, and I already read that book 7 years ago or whatever, so clearly I was ahead of the curve slash way behind because this is set in like what, the 1900s? So go me! So those are the books that I'd like to try to pick up or start. I would say priorities are the ones that I'm already reading. I think these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 are probably the most priority. So that's A Ghost in the Throat, The Book of Salt, The Quarry Wood, and Maurice and Quicksand. But yeah, if I can get to the others, I would be really happy too. Yeah. Great! Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if you're planning to read any of these for May, and if you are feeling particularly good today, and if you like have a favourite colour. I don't know. If your life was one colour, what colour would it be? That's my favourite question to ask people because I think it can tell you a lot. Okay, I will see you when I next see you, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!